Avion,
Yes.
you're in a very cool band.
So I heard.
Think it's cool. It's very cool. You've probably heard of Christafari.
Yes.
And you've gone over the world.
Yeah.
You've gone everywhere.
Yeah.
And you've probably experienced a lot of amazing things in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of amazing things, a lot of challenging things. You know, that's life.
Yeah.
You have the good and the bad.
Yeah. What do you think is in life, not just in traveling, but what's the hardest thing that you've ever had to face? Welcome back to another vlogcast. I'm Amy Mitchell. I'm the founder of SpiritGro. And today's topic is something that is going to strike a chord with many people, I believe. I want you to know that whatever you go through, it doesn't matter how deep the topic might be. I want you to know that God is there and He brings hope and He can inject it into any situation. So please, I want to welcome Avion Blackman. She has been an amazing hero to me, just listening to her story. So, God bless.
Still my soul will sing your praise on every day. 1,000 years and then forever. Bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Well, I've had many hard things I had to face in life. But I guess one of them was rape.
Was being raped?
Yeah, was being raped, yeah. It was a weird situation in a sense of I was raped by, I guess you could say date raped. And at that time I didn't want to, well, first of all, I was a virgin and I had this whole concept for years with me and my friends. You're going to stay pure until you get married and all that kind of thing. And here this happened. And I guess something just switched in my brain. I felt like I wasn't worth anything. God didn't think I was good anymore, pure, perfect or anything. And I just felt like trash. And so I something just clicked in my brain, and I just think, well, to make this right, I just be with the person. So I end up in a relationship with the person that raped me. And of course, it wasn't a good relationship. I felt trapped. He was possessive and all that kind of stuff, abusive. And
so it wasn't just that you were raped. It was also that you felt like your value was lost.
Value was lost. Totally,
but then you get in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So what was it like? Did you find yourself in that? What was your relationship with God at that point?
Well, at that point, I felt like I can communicate with God. I felt, well, why would you want to? Why would you want to communicate with me, such a sinner? This, that. I just felt. So I just cut myself off of God, and it was a weird thing. One of my brothers, who wasn't a Christian anymore, he was not a Christian by no means, and he came to visit Trinidad at that time, and I saw him reading the Bible and praying. So I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I read the Psalms every day, and I pray. I still pray." It's like, and yet still you living you living this life. He's like, "Oh, I still want God's blessing. I still feel like I need to do that." So I was like, well, if he can communicate with God, and that's the life he chose. This happened to me. It's not like I wanted this. And
But did you feel like that was your open door?
Yeah. I was like, okay. So, so I felt trapped in a relationship. I was emotionally trapped with this person, spiritually trapped, because he was a really evil person. And I realized I wanted to get out. and I would tell him that, and he started threatening my life and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I felt like, okay, I can't do this on my own. So I started crying out to Jesus. I said, God, I can't do this. I need your help. My dad had passed away during that time, and one of my dad's friends came up to me one day and he said, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. You know, he did the whole, he's like, no, how you really doing? And I was like,
For real? Were you really?
I'm like, well, you know, of course my dad passed, and I'm going through it. I'm going through this time. He's like, no, how you really doing? I was like, how's your relationship with God? And I was like,
Wow.
I was like, well, and then I just started crying, and then I told him what happened to me. That was the first time I ever shared with anybody what happened.
Yeah.
And first time I actually acknowledged to myself and everything what happened to me. And I told him how I feel, and I feel like God, I don't feel like I deserve God or God. And he just said, God loves you so much, and He's hurting that you're hurting too, and there's nothing you can do or say that He wouldn't want you back, and He wants you back. And so I just like bang in my head at that time. I was like, okay, I'm totally relying on you, God. And it didn't happen like instantly. It was a process. I just felt the strength inside of me just rise up, and I told the guy I'm breaking up with him, and he went off and threatened my life, and he was in another country at the time. He flew. He said, I'm coming over, and I said, don't come. And so a week passed. He came, and so in the Caribbean, in the Caribbean, when a man says he's going to kill you, you're dead. Or in a relationship. So the only thing I knew I started walking with a knife on me.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, God, I know you're going to protect me, but I'm not getting out without a fight.
Yes.
So, but the weirdest, well, not the weirdest, but strangest, or just God.
Yeah.
The guy came, and I'm expecting him to react in this way, and he just turned around and apologized.
Wow.
For everything.
Oh my gosh.
He just apologized to me and said, you didn't deserve that, and you're going to have a happy life.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to meet somebody.
We didn't talk about this interview before it happened. Wow. That is like huge.
Yeah.
So I know you're while you're talking about this, like all I can imagine is that in the spirit world, like God is just like going before you.
Yeah.
And protecting you. And
Serious.
protecting you in a way that sometimes we don't. Sometimes we imagine God's going to protect us, this way, or God's going to protect us that way.
Yeah.
But when it comes so subtly, it's like...
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm like, my shield up, my knife in my waist. I'm like, okay, and he just... So I was like, I was a shock, and all I said was, thank you.
Yeah.
And then... And then he hopped in a taxi and left, and I've never seen him. It's been, I don't know, 18 years or something like that.
Wow. That's a very intense testimony.
Sorry, I
love it.
I
love it. And because it's so intense, I think it's important for, we don't know who's watching this today.
Yeah.
We don't know how many people's lives this is going to touch. But what would you say to someone who's come out of either a rape situation, maybe they come out of being molested as a child, their whole life. What is something that you could share with them that can inject hope into their situation for their future?
Well, coming out of rape, being molested, I was molested too as a child, and you tend to get bitter. You can get bitter towards a person, towards to the well, for me, it was a man, so bitterness towards men or this or that. And I realized that bitterness, it doesn't do anything good for you. You think you are hurting the person with all that bitterness inside of you, but what you're really doing is hurting yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't move on. And that person is moving on and happy in their life.
Yeah.
And
they might not even remember you.
Yeah, they might not even remember or care or anything. And you are hurting yourself, totally hurting yourself. So I would say to give that to God. God, take us away and fill my heart with love.
Yeah.
Which he did. And it sounds cliche, but it is real. It's true.
It's the simplest truth
that
reaches our hearts. God doesn't expect us to, get a degree in knowing how to face this world. He doesn't expect us to, be the perfect image of how to deal with trauma in our life. He's just simply asking us to give him our cares because he cares for us. So, Avion.
Yes.
Avion. Oh, I love our time together. I know it's been kind of short, but thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm honored, and thank you so much for watching. You know what? Just like Avion was sharing, just give all of that hurt, give all of it to God, because we're not meant to carry it.
Yeah.
We are not designed to carry all of the hardships that come on us through this life that we live in. So just give it to God. All right, that's your homework for this week. Whatever is laying on your heart, it could be something as intense as this testimony here. Just give it to God. All right, have a good day. God bless.